Okay. Yeah, actually, what is Ab Initio means? Actually, Ab Initio is a Latin word. Ab Initio. It comes from the Latin word. It means Ab Initio, means from the start, from the scratch. So this is the actual oral meaning of Ab Initio. As text is there right now. Yeah. See, this is what your front end looks like. It will be added with color, but here actually this is nothing but I told you, right? In Ab Initio we call the process as a graph. This is the graph. Say your input. This is your input. Customers is your input, and good customers and other customers is your output. Okay. Whatever the functionality it is, your work is here to. There are some 10 number. Say in your customers there are 10 number of records. In these 10 number of records, you need to find what are the expired customers, what are the still ongoing customers. Those type of things you need to find. Say. So this is the process for that finding. Okay, so this is a simple model of how your interface will look. But these components will be adding with some colors once you go to Ab Initio user interface. It is very easy to learn Ab Initio, but the thing is, suddenly it's most complex also. Say if you are having almost 10 years or 8 years some experience in Informatica data state, almost you will be knowing almost 99% of those things. But Ab Initio, it's like a ocean. If you learn, if you are having 10 years or 15 years experience in Ab Initio, also still you need to know something in Ab Initio. That is a thing. It is like a never-ending process in Ab Initio. Daily, they will be releasing in versions. In each and every versions, they will be including so many new things. And at the same time, is there any corrections in your older versions? Is there any issues in your older version? Those type of things also they will correct. So it's like Ab Initio is like a big ocean. But yeah, up to one extent, if you learn something, that is more than enough. Up to one extent, you can almost resolve 90% of the things. Yes. Yeah, what is Ab Initio? What are the different concepts in amongst those terms of things? Yeah, while going forward, you can learn this type of things. So as of now, that is Kumar or Ritvik. Would you like to know anything to this as of now?
Yes. So one question. Hello. So if I learn one component in Ab Initio, that means like all other components also follow the same architecture, right? So all like say you are saying it's an ocean, right? So you somehow say if I know how this one database one table to another table goes, that will be like good for start, right?
Yes, definitely. Let me explain. Give me 2 minutes. I told you, right? It's like a ocean, but say in Ab Initio, almost I think you will be aware of component, right? Component is nothing but see, this is a component, customers is a component, score is a component, select is a component, good customers and other customers are the components. So we have 1, 2, 3, 5 components are there. So component here is nothing but it's a built-in architecture. He told, right? Some program is there. The program will be internally built. Like say you are having input. That input is nothing but what you need to do is you need to add 2 customers. You need to add 2 or 3 customers entire balances. For that, what you will do manually, you will do addition. But for that addition, you will be having inbuilt component. So whenever you go for the addition, you don't need to write manually. You can drag one component from your Ab Initio. You call it as a library, component library. But yeah, you can drag one component from Ab Initio, which is built in for the that addition option. So you can directly drag that and you can use that component instead of writing that program. Yeah, frankly saying, why we need to use inbuilt functions, why we need to use inbuilt programs. Frankly saying, we are not at all in good programmers. That's why we are using inbuilt functions. So many tools. Why we occur with these type of to make the process easy and easy. we are not at all a good programmers. That's why we are using these ETL structures. Whether you call it Informatica, but so many people will not agree for that. Yeah, but this is how a real scenario exists. All programs will be structured already indirectly and they will put it as a someplace. Say in Ab Initio we will call it as a component. So say for each and every requirement, you will be having one component in Ab Initio. You will be having one structure in Informatica. And in Ab Initio another flexibility is for each and every requirement I told, right, one component is there, but in that component you will be having another option. So one component is used for addition option. Say you can drag that component and say you will be having 2 or 3 more another requirements, business requirements. Those type of things you can directly code it in that component only, addition component. They will be giving some transform edit option. In that option you can edit the things instead of dragging. Say for another requirement you can drag another component. So instead of dragging another component you can directly use that add component. So we use for that addition process as well as you can write another logic in Ab Initio. So this is the another advantage in Ab Initio process. Why we use it vastly. Instead of by using only very less components, we can build very complex graphs. Very complex structures can be built. If you go to Informatica or data space, if you need to build very complex business architecture, very complex business thing, it will take almost very big process. But while coming to same thing, if you build in Informatica and data space, if you build the same thing in Ab Initio, it will look very simple and very precise. Okay, very precise. So that is another main advantage in Ab Initio. And yeah, I told you, right, it's like a components. Almost 200 components, you can say 150 to 200 components are there, but you know it to learn. Even frankly speaking, I also don't know what is the use of those 150 to 200 components. Almost 30 components are there really. What each and every Ab Initio developer should learn. Those 30 components are must, because almost 90 to 90% of usage in Ab Initio will be there in those 30 types of components only. Remaining component, if you know these 30 type of components, in Ab Initio you will be having another option in Ab Initio tool, help option. Might be you find in data stage and Informatica also, but if you know Ab Initio and if you know how to use Ab Initio and if you don't know some component structure, if you go to Ab Initio help and if you put that component there, it will give you each and every point about that component. Okay, what is that component, how you can use that component, example they will give, what is the process if you use like this and what is the data output you will get if you use like those type of things you will get in the help file. If you get the Ab Initio tool once, they will give you Ab Initio help file also with including that tool. So yeah, once you learn Ab Initio some extent, the remaining things, of course, no one knows all the Ab Initio, but remaining things, whenever you get the requirement, whenever you think yourself you need to use that particular component, within just max 2 or 3 hours, you can learn about that new component whenever requirement comes. So that is the thing. If you know Ab Initio up to some extent, you can dig the things yourself going later on. Okay, okay, Kumar. I think you got me right now.
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
So yeah, is there any other things you would like to ask?
Yes, so your training, like, say how long it will be and how we will cover, and main thing, like, say we cannot download this product, right? So how we are going to use it, and is there any way?
Yes, yes. Let me explain that thing also. Okay. Okay. See, actually, why industry or organizations are not using Ab Initio in vast process? In areas they are starting to using, but yeah, previously, Informatica is a free license tool almost. Informatica and data stage, they comes with a license very less cost. Let me explain. Informatica say if you call Informatica to get the license, say it will cost $1. But if you for same thing, if you need to use Ab Initio, the cost will be almost $10,000. See the difference between $1 and $10,000. Why you need to spend that much of more money in Ab Initio instead of using you can directly use Informatica, right? Yeah, process will be slow, your clients will definitely disappoint, but the thing is, the cost will be low. That's why still those people are using Informatica. And maintenance cost. Once your tool is installed in your particular organization, the yearly maintenance cost will be there. Almost for Informatica, it is almost 5 to 6%, say. But for Ab Initio, the maintenance cost is 20%. See how the things are going. But yeah, in these days, people are left with no choice other than using Ab Initio. Why the thing is, probably I told you, the process is very fast and other organization already starting using Ab Initio. So some other organization is not using Ab Initio with them. They need to provide the quick results, that's for sure. So they left with no choice instead of using Ab Initio. So this is what happening in these days. They are forcefully or to get better results or to give their customers to provide fast access. They are using Ab Initio these days. I think almost in the next 5 years it will be, now it's almost 30% in industry percentage. I think going forward in the next 5 years it will be almost 60%. Definitely, that's for sure. Because I have seen so many projects. Myself, I have done almost 2 or 3 things by leading my team, and other things also. In so many organizations, I have seen my friends are also there. They are moving from Informatica and data sets to Ab Initio. In the last 2 years, the drastic change has occurred in Ab Initio, moving from different systems to Ab Initio. And yeah, Ab Initio, the thing is another thing. If you want to learn Informatica data stage, you can get a training tool for free. You have so many training institutes, they will provide you things. But in Ab Initio, to get a trial option, see, almost 5 years back, even a single information about Ab Initio has not there in Google. But yeah, what Ab Initio people has done in last 2 or 3 years is instead of going this type of tough thing, they put the information in Google also from last 2 years, and they make, instead of giving main Ab Initio tool, the main Ab Initio tool you will get in when you get into projects only. They will provide you a trial version, which is about almost equal to your what you can say main tool. So they provide you a Ab Initio trial version also, trial tool also, which will provide you to the license will be provided to the whenever say you bought training institute like that. You bought some Ab Initio, you want to buy Ab Initio training tool, say. So if you spend almost 1 lakh rupees, they will give you the trial version for almost 2 or 3 years. The license will be almost 2 or 3 years. Okay. And if you have the, so what Ab Initio will do, they bought the training versions from Ab Initio organization. So once they bought it, they can copy it to other, what you can say, other systems also. Say 2 or 3 people are paying for training. For those people, they can provide the Ab Initio trial version and they can install it in their local desktops also. Okay. So in these days, learning Ab Initio is getting ingrained in the, and getting a trial version is also simple. But the thing is, our content, organization content should have the Ab Initio training version. So that is the thing. And outside, I think we are having so many Ab Initio tools we can directly get. If you give almost 5,000 to 6,000, they are installing Ab Initio architecture in our systems. Okay. Okay, Ritvik and Kumar, you got my point, or you are having any?
Yeah.
So this is the thing.
Yeah, that's fine.
So once you provide with, I think, yeah, once people join in Ab Initio, what they will do is they will install the trial version Ab Initio. So you, the people who can join, who are joined in training, they can directly access the Ab Initio things internally in their local desktops only, or there is a cars, laptops or something. Okay. So each and every student, the Ab Initio trial version will be provided.
Okay, that's not Ab Initio, right? So that's Windows-based.
Yeah. Kumar, sorry, I didn't get you.
Yeah, the trial version would not be Unix-based Ab Initio, right? So
That's not the full thing, but yeah, if you learn the trial version, there is more. Trial version is almost just replicate to main Ab Initio because they cannot provide the highly licensed $10,000. I just told you, for example, $10,000 and $1 lakh, $6 lakh Ab Initio provide Ab Initio tool for 1,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees, right? That's why what they do, they consolidated the Ab Initio things, main components, and almost those in those 200 components, almost 100 components will be there, and the structure is very simple. It is almost more than like main version only, but to make it as a trial purpose, they're providing those things. But if you learn the trial version, whatever you see in the trial version, you can come across in your main version also. The component is same, how it behaves in trial version. The components what you are learning in trial version, those things will be occurring in main version. But the thing is, they cannot provide you the high versions because you are not you are just learning it. You are not building your own organization or not, right, to buy it for the full essential version. That is the thing. So trial version is more than enough. If you learn trial version, there is nothing but equally impressed Ab Initio tool.
Okay.
And the senior perspective, let me think, you are having different types of requirements, right? So after understanding your both of your requirements, it will take you continuously. If you take classes daily 1 hour, definitely it will extend to 1.5 hours, or sometimes almost 90% of the cases. So if we take daily classes around 1 hour to 1.5 hours, it will take 30 days. In that time, you can be having, yeah, okay, I know Ab Initio, so I can dig the things, the remaining things if I want later on. So that much of content you can have in 30 days. If you need to learn continuously. If we give days, definitely it will extend to 40 to 45 days definitely. That's why I control this thing is by understanding your both of your requirements. I am giving a trial example. Okay. So that's it.
One more thing I need to know. Like people are saying to learn Ab Initio, we need to learn Unix also. We should have a advanced level of Unix. Is it true or it's not correct?
Yes. Let me explain. Yeah. The thing, if you go to Ab Initio, so say one, I told you right, it's like a graph. Process is called a graph. One graph of graph's output may input for another graph. Okay, so what you need to do is, after running the first graph only, you need to run second graph. So instead of controlling it in manual, scheduling thing is also there in Ab Initio. It's like a plan, but it's instead of doing that, say you are using almost 10 or 20 graphs in one process. So these 10 or 20 graphs are nothing but it's interrelated. After one graph, another graph should run. So here scheduling thing comes occur. Scheduling things, things come occur. So what you do is, instead of doing it in Ab Initio, you will run the thing from backend. Instead of running it from front end, the process will be running from the backend in the form of schedule in Unix, nothing but. If you develop a graph in Ab Initio, once you save that graph, what will happen is the Ab Initio internally connected to backend. In your organization, your Ab Initio will be connected to your backend Unix or Linux. So once case, I think you will be knowing, right? You might be knowing. It will be called in Unix. We call it as a scripts, wrapper scripts. Once you save a graph in your Ab Initio, one wrapper script will be generated at your backend. Your backend is nothing but Unix. So if you run the graph from front end, the same result will come if you run the corresponding wrapper script for that graph from the backend. Say you run the wrapper script for the particular graph from the Unix, it will use the same result. Or if you run the same graph from your front end only, it will use the same result. So instead of running it from the front end, organizers prefer running the things from backend, which is nothing but your Unix through scheduling. So Unix almost no need to know big Python, Perl scripts also if you learn it, that's for sure. But to at least how you can control the things Ab Initio from backend Unix. For those almost 20 or 30 commands you need to need. That's not a big question. That's not a big deal also. So those type of things you can do through Unix also. So this is the main reason why we are using Unix in our organization.
Commands will also be covered as part of this training, right? Like as part of along with the training. So what are the, say for example, if
yes sir. Yeah, if you're using some particular, if you develop some particular graph, how this graph can be deployed in Unix through a wrapper script, and how we can run the wrapper script. Those type of things also I can tell you. Because if I tell you for one graph, that is same for replicate to another graph also, right? So if I tell you one, that is more than enough. So almost 20. Yeah.
My case actually, I need to real-time scenario, like I need to open a graph to understand the business logic. So I need to go to the scheduler. So we are using
Yes, I got the thing. The thing is, if you learn Ab Initio and if you having knowledge up to some extent, what this component, what is this component, what it will do, how we write the transformation logics. I told right some transformation editor, how we write the transformation logics inside. So those type of things, if you learn, that is more than enough. Might be you cannot at a time after say after 1 month or 40 days you can say might be you're not able to develop a big organization graph by your own, but if you see a big organization graph already developed, which is already developed, you can easily identify what those people have done, what those people have done in those graphs. Those type of things you can directly identify. Okay. Anything need to know? Vikram Kumar.
Yeah, another last. Do you have to learn Teradata by any chance? Like people say Ab Initio always go via Teradata, and they have these two combination, or like it's all like there is no logic. Like you can use Oracle also.
Yes, the symbol again. Please. So once you get the data from your source, you need to say you are using Ab Initio to process the data. Once you process the data, you need to place the data into your data warehouse, right? Your data warehouse is nothing but Teradata. Ab Initio actually to load the data into Teradata through Ab Initio organization itself provides 2 or 3 utilities, call it as a interfaces of 2 or 3 utilities. So if you using Ab Initio in the sense your organization is more efficient, so your particular organizations can spend any amount on your business. So instead of using other Oracle, if you go for Oracle, DB2 and Teradata is the highly expensive and highly fast processing. Say if you run a query in Oracle and DB2, big query, it will give you the result almost in 15 minutes. But if you run the same query in Teradata, it will give you the result in just 1 minute or 2 minutes. That is the fast process, because there are so many internal things in Teradata where you get the fast process. We are having nodes, T-nodes, telnets, those type of things are there in Teradata also. Yeah, to get the retrieval of data very fast, fast retrieval of data. So that is why reason if your organization is using Ab Initio in the sense your organization is more efficient to spend the money on your business, which is nothing but it equivalent. They will definitely buy Teradata license only instead of you going for Oracle or something. So almost 95% of the cases, Unix or Linux, Ab Initio and Teradata. These three will organization will be buy these three things in parallel. 95% of the cases, almost 5 or I have seen almost 1 or 2 cases, rarely, which DB2 and Oracle are also using. But 90% of the cases, your Ab Initio will follow the Teradata database only. Okay?
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So that is it. Is there anything remains? Kumar and Tithi, would like to know?
yeah, that's it from my end. Thanks for your time.
Oh, fine.